The sound changes first, then the air, then their body. A low hum becomes layered noise. Footsteps overlap. Voices stop separating cleanly. Their shoulders rise slightly without intention. Their jaw tightens. Their breathing becomes more controlled. They are not afraid. They are adjusting. Crowded places don't arrive as a single experience. They arrive as many experiences at once. Movement from every direction. People passing too close. Unexpected contact. They feel their attention stretch thin. Not outward in curiosity, but inward in containment. They become aware of where their body is in relation to others. How much space is left, where the exits are. They position themselves carefully. They stand near walls. They choose edge seating. They avoid the center of movement. Not because they want to disappear, but because orientation matters. They don't linger in aisles. They don't browse leisurely. They complete tasks efficiently. In crowded stores, they already know what they're there for. In busy streets, they walk with intention. In packed rooms, they scan before settling. They shorten interactions. They conserve energy, not dramatically, not visibly, quietly. Conversation becomes harder to maintain, not emotionally, but cognitively. Their attention keeps getting pulled outward by motion, by sound, by proximity. They can't fully settle into dialogue. Their mind keeps tracking who is approaching. How close are they standing? Is there space to move? This constant background monitoring is exhausting. They don't always realize how tired they are until they leave. The moment they step outside, something releases. Their breathing deepens. Their shoulders drop. Their thoughts reconnect. It's immediate. They may not comment on it. They may not explain it. But the relief is unmistakable. They often plan their lives around this pattern. They choose quieter hours. They arrive early. They leave before peak times. They prefer small restaurants over popular ones, local streets over crowded centres, smaller gatherings over large events. They may enjoy people deeply, just not all at once. One-on-one conversations feel grounding. Small groups feel manageable. Predictable spaces feel safe. Crowds feel like too much information arriving too fast. If they must endure it, they can. They hold themselves together. They manage, they function, but afterward they feel depleted. They need time alone, time in quiet, time with space around them. They don't talk about this preference much. They don't want to be seen as difficult. They don't want to explain something that feels bodily, not ideological. So they adapt silently. They make choices that keep their system steady. And from the outside, this adaptation is often misunderstood. From the outside, disliking crowded places is often reduced to a personality flaw. People assume it means someone is socially uncomfortable, that they don't like people, that they lack confidence in public settings. Because crowds are associated with excitement, connection, and energy, opting out of them is framed as opting out of life. Their preference for space is interpreted as avoidance. If they leave early, it's assumed they're bored. If they decline invitations, it's assumed they're uninterested. If they choose quieter alternatives, it's assumed they're limiting themselves. The reasoning is simple and incomplete. Crowds are normalized, so discomfort with them is treated as deviation. People say things casually, "You'll get used to it. It's all in your head. Just relax," as if repeated exposure alone should erase the response. Because they don't panic, their experience is minimized. Because they remain composed, their discomfort is dismissed. Because they don't articulate distress, it's assumed none exists. They're encouraged to push through, to stay longer than feels right, to endure environments that drain them, to prove they can handle it. Not because anyone intends harm, but because crowd tolerance is treated as a social baseline. Their sensitivity is often reframed as anxiety, that they're nervous around people, that they're insecure, that something emotional must be driving the reaction, even when the reaction is physical, even when the discomfort comes from sound, movement, and proximity, not fear. There is also an assumption of fragility, that if someone dislikes crowds, they must be overwhelmed easily, that they lack resilience, that they need to toughen up. This framing ignores context. It ignores how different nervous systems respond to density. It ignores how much effort goes into staying regulated in those environments. It ignores the quiet work happening beneath composure. Because they don't explain this work, others assume it isn't happening. Over time, this misunderstanding can shape expectations. They're invited with an asterisk, told, "You probably won't like this." Positioned as the exception, they may feel pressure to reassure others that they're fine, pressure to downplay their experience, pressure to stay longer so no one feels inconvenienced, not because they're conflicted, but because the social norm doesn't leave room for neutral difference. Crowds are treated as universally energizing, so disliking them must mean something is wrong. And in that assumption, their actual experience, clear, physical, consistent, gets replaced by a story that doesn't quite fit. A story about fear, about avoidance, about limitation, rather than what it often is, a preference for space, in a world that doesn't always slow down enough to notice how much space some people need to stay oriented. Hating crowded places is often not an emotional reaction at all. It is a sensory and spatial one. For some people, the world is received with high resolution. Sound is not background, it is layered. Movement is not peripheral, it is tracked. Proximity is not neutral, it is registered continuously. Their nervous system does not blur information easily. So when a space fills up, nothing fades. Every voice competes for attention. Every body becomes a moving variable. Every shift in distance requires recalibration. The system stays alert, not because something is threatening, but because there is too much to process at once. Crowds compress information. They remove pauses between signals. They overlap inputs that would otherwise arrive separately. They eliminate predictability. For a nervous system that prefers spacing, this compression is costly. The body responds by tightening, not in panic, not in fear, in containment. Muscles hold readiness. Breath becomes economical. Attention narrows to what matters most. This is not avoidance, it is regulation. The system is trying to stay oriented in an environment that keeps shifting. Orientation matters deeply to these people. They feel most grounded when they know where they are in space, when distance is adjustable, when movement is readable. Crowds take that away. Bodies move unpredictably. Personal boundaries dissolve. Paths are blocked without warning. So the nervous system works harder to compensate. It tracks exits. It anticipates movement. It prepares for contact. All of this happens quietly. From the outside, they look calm. Internally, they're working. This is why exhaustion follows. Not emotional exhaustion, but physical depletion from constant micro-adjustment. This sensitivity often shows up elsewhere. They may notice changes in rooms quickly, pick up on shifts in atmosphere, be aware of subtle discomfort before others name it. In calm environments, this sensitivity feels like clarity. In crowded ones, it becomes overload. They're not fragile. Their system is precise. It excels in environments where input is spaced out, where signals are distinct, where attention can rest. Crowds erase that spacing. So the system seeks relief, not through escape but through reduction, leaving early, choosing quieter routes, preferring smaller settings. These choices are not emotional statements. They are adjustments that keep the system balanced. This is why they can enjoy people deeply in the right context. One-on-one conversations feel rich. Small gatherings feel connecting. Shared experiences feel meaningful when space exists around them. It is not people they dislike, it is density. Psychologically, this makes sense. Not all nervous systems are designed for compression. Some are designed for clarity, and clarity requires space. When space returns, when noise separates, when movement slows, the system stands down. Breath deepens, thoughts reconnect, energy returns. Nothing has been resolved, nothing needed to be. The body simply returned to an environment that matched how it was built to receive the world. And once you understand that, disliking crowded places stops looking like fear and starts looking like self-regulation done quietly, without explanation, in a world that doesn't always leave room for it. You don't need to reinterpret your experience to make it acceptable. You don't need to explain why your body tightens before your thoughts do. You don't need to justify why noise and proximity drain you. You don't need to prove that you like people in order to choose space. Nothing is wrong because your system works harder in density. Nothing is weak because you feel relief when space opens. Nothing is broken because clarity matters to you. Your response is not something to overcome. It is something that already understands how to keep you oriented. It is allowed that you choose quieter hours. It is allowed that you leave early without apology. It is allowed that you structure your life around environments that fit you. You are not antisocial because you avoid compression. You are not fearful because you plan ahead. You are not difficult because you know when enough is enough. You don't owe endurance to crowds. You don't owe overstimulation to anyone. You don't owe explanations for what your body recognizes first. You are allowed to step away before depletion sets in. You are allowed to protect your attention. You are allowed to let space be a requirement, not a preference, quietly, without justification, without performance, and nothing about your need for space needs to be argued for in order to be real.